was just like the biggest dweeb, but he was like, you guys are only going to see me one time right now when I'm talking to you. And if you win, I'm the guy you're talking to. Like, you know, really saying, big dick swinging here. You probably like 20 cameras down the side. On the back, there was holes, and there's people with binoculars and cameras. They had like a drone flying around. And then we all like were there. We stand there for like an hour. And it's like 29 degrees there, unheated warehouse on the plane. And I'm sitting next to a guy who was there. And the whole time, he's just complaining how he didn't move. Like, it's rigged. It's all this. It's all that.
Well, did you move?
My buddy's like, oh, if you can get like some weed from a homeless guy, just like try that. And so I was like, all right, like it's easy. He's like, yeah, I did it in Las Vegas. We were literally sitting there. He's like next to a bush, like sitting on his blanket. And as we're walking away, he's like, you want to hit this? And I like grabbed it and it was wet as hell. And I just like hit it one time and I was like,
nah, you can still smoke that? Oh, my man.
Dude, I was like, thanks, bro. I was like, thanks. And then he caught us, dude, for like in Alabama, I got paddled for getting into a fight in gym class.
You did?
Yeah, bro. I was like, just paddle me, bro. Like, that's fine.
It sounds like the principal was wanting to paddle, bro.
He's like, oh,
I won't tell anybody if you let me. Pull down those pants. Welcome back to the Podcast, guys. Today our guest is the co-host of the pod, Zach Greenwood.
Crowd goes wild.
Thanks for being on the pod, Zachariah.
Of course, dude. Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
I'm great. Cool thing about Zach is he was on a Netflix show, the live games of the Squid Game.
Yeah. It's called Squid Games, The Challenge.
The Challenge. Yep.
Filmed it beginning of the year in London. Flew me out there for free. The works. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw it. Was watching it yesterday and didn't see much of you.
Yeah, I got a couple seconds of screen. I think I was like the
what happened?
Nah, dude. So I was like the fifth person out, basically. It was red light, green light, and
very first game.
Fuck yeah, dude. It was tough. So they did like a I don't know how they really showed it, but basically they had like 3 seconds of the red light, green light song play. So it's like a little Asian girl just like singing a song for 3 seconds.
Did it look the same? Like, was
Dude,
it
so
big?
Yeah, it was crazy. So we walked in and we went into this big warehouse where like the old Star Wars like prequels were filmed. Basically, heard it was what?
I heard it was ghetto.
Yeah, it was ghetto as hell. Dude. Yeah, it was literally just an airplane hangar, and we go in and there's like 6 or 7 tents, and they're all grouped together by like your numbers. And so basically they're like, group up here. We're going to check your pockets, make sure you didn't bring anything in here. Like, I don't know, someone brings like something to cheat or something like that. Who knows? Like, maybe
run a calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like a knife. They're taking people out in the back or something.
Hey, what happened to 106, bro?
Like, you went to the bathroom and never came back. But no, so they had us go to those. They had Friends playing on TVs. They said it was to welcome the Americans. They're like, oh, to make it more American in here, we started playing Friends on Netflix. And we got like set up with these ink packs, these motion sensors, and then microphones and stuff. And we just like hung out there for like 2-3 hours and just like talked to all the people who were like close numbers to us. So I think mine was like 100 to like 180 something or whatever. But yeah, so it was like all those tents, and then behind it, it looked like a bunch of scaffolding. Like, and we were like, it's probably the bunkers where we're staying. Like, everyone's just kind of like pitching what they think it is. And I was like, no, it's got to be the bunkers. They're going to have us all get in there, and then they're going to start filming.
Able to hang out and everything.
Yeah, just like the 50 numbers. So like 100 through 150, and then we're all in tents. We're all separated and shit, and we stayed in our lines and all this stuff.
You starting an alliance?
Yeah, no, starting lines. We were kind of like, we didn't know like what games would be like strategy based where you could even really have a teammate. So like we were kind of waiting until we went in there to like I didn't even really introduce myself to people because I was like, oh, first time I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be on the show. Like, what's up? I'm Zunk. Pleasure. Fucking what's up?
Don't they make you do an intro or no?
No, like they interviewed like 20 people probably before the game.
Before you guys even played, they interviewed like just 20 people.
And like, dude, all of those people made it through for the most part. Like 15 out of the 20 they interviewed, a little suspect, but whatever. We're not gonna get into it. I don't know. I don't know what I could all say, but it was a little sus. But yeah, they had us all line up before we went into like the first intro of like seeing the whatever was behind the scaffolding. And so they're going through, they're taking everyone's attendance basically. And then they have us load up, and they open up the doors, and everyone's just like, oh, what the fuck? And like they're checking it out, and they're like, oh, this is crazy. There's like the guards sitting there, and they're all just like all clasped up, and they're like standing by the doll, and they're just like, we're like, are those real people?
The doors open, and it's like,
And it's literally like, it looks like in the show, you know how they're in that big like room with like the paintings of like the fields on the side.
and it's like a big sandbox.
Yeah, and there's like little like Asian buildings on the side with like the classic traditional like the ceilings and stuff. And so all of those had like cameras in them. So there's probably like, so it was that big thing. And then there was probably like 20 cameras down the side. On the back, there was holes, and there's people with binoculars and cameras. They had like a drone flying around. And then we all like were there. We stand there for like an hour, and it's like 29 degrees there, unheated warehouse. Everyone's feet are going numb because it's so cold. They're giving us like they're giving us foot warmers to throw in our shoes because they gave us like these thin little like Vans basically.
Yeah, so you have like an outfit that you have to wear.
The full like squid fucking outfit with all of our like ink packs and like motion sensors.
Or just like a long
yeah,
shirt?
it was like the full jumpsuit. It was like an Adidas tracksuit basically.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, we went in there. Yeah, it was fucking. It wasn't warm enough in there. It was cold. And then yeah, we just like lined up, and then they kind of like were like, "What's up, guys?" Like the producer came out. He just like he had like your classic like he thought he was Steven Spielberg. He had his little cap on, dude, and he had like a vest on, and he was just like
His
I don't know.
director chair.
Oh, dude, he literally was just like the biggest dweeb, but he was like, "You guys are only gonna see me one time right now when I'm talking to you, and if you win, I'm the guy you're talking to." Like, you know, really saying he big dick swinging here, you know. But and so another reason I think it was out because I was like tapping. I was talking to this old British guy named Marv. He's like 80 years old, and we were just like chilling the whole time. And I was like, this guy takes himself so seriously. Like, he thinks this is going to be like his Jaws, like blah, blah, blah. Dude, I think like they were like listening to all the feedback. They're like, was anyone talking shit? And they're like, get his ass, dude. He's out of here. He's gone.
Damn.
But yeah, so then we're just like hanging out in there, and like they talk to us. They give us the breakdown of the game. They tell us like the base rules, and like 30 people ask like the same fucking question over and over and over again. Like, people weren't understanding what it was, and so they were like, okay, we'll give you guys a trial round before. And so like we
Trial run.
it was literally like, we'll do it one time and we'll let you guys sit and feel it out, blah blah blah.
Did you make it through the trial run?
Yeah, like they were like, no one's getting eliminated, it's fine. Like, this is just like how long the song's gonna play. So the song would play, and then they wanted you to stand there for, it was anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and wherever you stood. And I guess like the whole thing, I think we drove out there at like 4 a.m., got there at like 5, and then the last bus got home at like 11 p.m. So it was all day. So it took like multiple hours, like 6 to 8 hours to film just the first game. And it was because like, yeah, it would be 3 second, people would go like 2-3 feet. Then you'd wait for 30 minutes, and then people who were like got caught on one foot or like doing whatever, people were walking sideways, people were hugging the wall, doing whatever it took to just stand there.
So was it? So then did they have like groups of you guys go, as in like, you know how you said you're 50? Was it just your 50, or did everybody play at the same time?
No, so they had like a cattle loading area in front of it. So there was like the 2 doors where you go out to the main area, and then behind it in the scaffolding, there was like a little rallying area, and then they loaded everyone up.
Like, so everyone just played.
Yeah, everyone was there, and then they opened up the gates, and then all 456 people go, and there's a line you stand behind. So I like rushed to the front line because I was like, I don't want to run around anyone, do anything like that. And so yeah, I was like on the front left side by like, yeah, literally behind. There's like a little 5 foot tall girl in front of me. That's pretty much it.
And you didn't.
Bro, nah. So like, okay, so they did the trial run. It took us like 3 hours to even get going on the game, but
how many Americans were there with you? Because you said there was Americans. They put Seinfeld on, so, or not Seinfeld. Friends on, so there'd be more.
I'd say like, okay, so 456 people, rough estimate, probably like 250, 300 people.
Were Americans? So like the majority.
Yeah, like a little over half maybe.
Oh damn! Wow.
Yeah, but there was like people from like Ireland, I met this girl from Trinidad that was really cool.
Were they all English-speaking countries?
Yep. Yeah, I think no one who didn't speak English, I don't think, like, they probably have their own version of it for like Asian.
Then you have an OG Korean go, bro.
There's a couple Korean dudes there from like Korea, a couple Japanese guys. There's this Filipino dude who was just really excited to like take pictures with everyone. Like, we were in the elevator, he's like, "Hey guys, you want to take a picture? Send it to my daughter." And like, he's like, I don't know, he's some dentist in the Philippines, and he just like added me on Instagram, and just the happiest dude ever. But no, there's people with like prosthetic limbs. I was kind of sizing up everyone because like when you go there, they have you like quarantine for like 6 days.
That bitch don't got a leg. She ain't got a chance.
Dude. And so I'm in the room all day by myself, and then I go down for lunch for the first day. I'm in the elevator, and they give us these masks to wear. Like, they're just like surgical, whatever, I-95 masks or whatever. And,
not the big...
No, not the face shield or anything like that. But they say don't talk to anyone in the elevators. Don't talk to anyone you see. And so like the first couple of days you're not. But then like day 3 comes and you're just like, "Oh, what's up, man? Where are you from? What's your name?" Blah blah
so
blah.
You guys were stuck in the hotel for 3 days?
Yeah. And then the last 2 days they like took all of your shit away, laptops, everything. And so you had to watch British TV, which is ass. Basically, the first day down at lunch, I go down the elevator and I'm just like, who's going to the lunch hall right now? Who's got masks on? And I see like this little tiny 70-year-old lady. And I was like, if me and you make it to the end and we play like the Squid Games game, I'm just going to run you over, dude. It's going to be nothing. You're going to evaporate. And then, there was like military vets who, had like missing hand or like a missing foot. I think they really tried to get like the most diverse like type of group there could be.
Well, you had to speak English.
Yeah, pretty much. So not very diverse, but...
Most diverse, but not that diverse.
No, and then, so I show up to the airport. They paid for all my travel. They paid for all my stuff. And I get to the airport, and my taxi guy's not there. It says he's supposed to be there. And so I'm waiting for like 30 minutes, and then he like come and picks me up, and he's got this sick like Tesla and everything, but he's like a German guy who's like there for school, and he had like the worst body odor ever. So I spent like 11 hours in an airplane, and then I go and I sit in this Tesla with this stinky dude, and I'm trying to take a nap, and he's just like talking about the immigrants and how like it sucks there because like all of them are taking their jobs. So I got a stinky German racist Uber driver to the place, and he gave me his number. He's like, "Oh, I'll show you downtown and stuff like that." And I was like, "I'm good, bro. I'm good." Yeah, but then they sign you all in. They check out everything that you have. They like go through your bags. They take like an inventory of all your shit.
They take any of your shit?
No, not until like towards the end, because you kind of have whatever while you're in there. But
I mean, like there was things that they were like, "No, I can't have this."
Yeah, I think anything like any tobacco they took, any like drug paraphernalia, alcohol, stuff like that.
Just shit that they didn't want to be caught on camera.
Yeah, there's a couple guys who like snuck in booze though, and like when we got sent home, we were on the bus, and he was like, "You want to put some whiskey in your?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, hit me up. Why not?" Like.
I already lost, bro. And in London.
But yeah, and when we got booted too, like everyone was just bitching about how they got kicked out and complaining the whole time in the bus ride home. Like I have a video of it on my phone, and it's just people just like yelling and screaming and just like the whole ride there. And so like I didn't want to talk about it at all. And I get on the fucking on the plane, and I'm sitting next to a guy who was there, and the whole time he's just complaining how he didn't move. Like it's rigged. It's all this. It's all that.
Did you move?
I don't know, dude. So the motion sensor things, it wasn't motion set. Like it wasn't. Like it just wasn't, because people were falling down and getting up. Their ink pad didn't explode unless like their machines were broken on their chest.
So but like not really motion sensor.
No. So it looked like when you go in and you look inside of like the facilities and you look up, it looks like there's a bunch of sprinklers everywhere, and people were like saying that those were the motion sensors, and that it does like this 3D imaging, like this super high tech shit that probably doesn't exist. And so like I was like, okay, so like if I'm standing here, like if I'm moving my hands or like if anything like that, like I'm good. Like there's nothing that would read my motion sense, you know? So like I did move my hands a couple times, and like I was standing like offset on like one limb, and so like my leg was shaking, but I was like shifting my weight to my back, you know, just like lightly moving, like hardly at all, to where like if you looked at me, no way I was moving, you know? And then I'm looking at people in front of me, like kind of go down and like scratch their leg a little bit, and then like bring it back, and nothing. And so I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, this is easy. It's probably like the 20-minute mark of standing there, drones flying overhead, like a war zone, dude, just like 400 people just spread out. And I'm like, oh, I could do this all day. Like, this is nothing. And then my pack explodes and I just like look down. I'm just like, dude, what? And I just like lay down and I just like lay on my back and I'm just like contemplating my entire life. I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like, what a waste of time. And just mad and just like flustered, dude. Bro. Yeah, just sad, bro. And I was like telling my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna get us land in Wyoming. I'll build a cul-de-sac. Like, it's gonna be so sick. Like, I'm flying all the boys out. I was like, we'll go on one sick vacation where I'll pay for everything, and that's all you guys get. No more mooching off me. You want a loan? I'll put interest on that shit, whatever it takes, you know. But I was like hyping all the boys up. I lived out here in Washington at the time, from North Dakota. And like I go home for Christmas and like people that I haven't talked to literally since high school are like dap me up, like, dude, Netflix, bro. Like, and I was like, who told you? Like, I only told like 5 people, and like
you told the whole town.
Yeah,
bro.
small town though, you know, it's bound to happen. But I was just like, yeah, no one's supposed to know about that. But
where did you grow up? In freaking
Minnesota, North Dakota border, East Grand Forks.
East Grand Forks.
Yeah, I moved there in like 7th grade.
7th grade.
Yeah,
that's your spot.
Yeah, hometown.
The homies.
Yep. But no, it was wild, dude. It was like a really easy application process too. I thought that was gonna be tough, but it was literally just like I was on Snapchat, the Explore page. You know, they have like different businesses have like whatever is like Fox News on there, like IGN, whatever. And it was like an IGN thing, which is like a gaming network. And it just had like game updates and stuff. And then it said Squid Game's the challenge, reality TV show coming up, $4.5 million. It was like 3 slides and said they're accepting applicants. And I was like, okay, sounds sick. And I was like working construction at the time for my buddy. And at lunch, I was just like sitting in the truck, just like filling out this application. There's like a 30-second video you had to send saying what you do with the money. Basically why you like deserve to be there or whatever. And then you had to send like 2 headshots. One of them was like me on the toilet like this. And then the other one was just like, I don't even know. It was just like a selfie or some shit like that. But yeah. And then like 3 months later, I was thinking about it one week. I was like, oh, that probably is not going to happen. You know, I kind of did it as like a goof. I was like, I'm not going to go
like 5 minutes to even
30 minutes 30 probably. Minutes the whole lunchtime, you know, like I was taking the video while I was driving home, like all that shit. And yeah, basically they just like, I was thinking about it and I was like, that would never happen. And then the next week I get a call from like this number in the United Kingdom. And they're like, it was like this like dude on the phone. He's like, hey, is this Zach Greenwood? And I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, my name's whatever. What would you do if I told you that you're on the Squid Games? And I was like, is that what you're telling me? Like, is that what's happening? Like, whatever. And then we did like a 10-minute interview basically saying like, would I be available for these dates, blah, blah, blah. And then I had to go and like a month later get a physical from a doctor. I had to talk to like a psychiatrist for like an hour to make sure I was like mentally stable. And like I wasn't going to go in there and just like, I don't know, act a fool, you know, like I gave them all my passwords, all my social media. They said delete anything that is like risque. And I like completely deleted my Twitter because I was a menace in high school. And like, I was just like, I don't even want to like delete like all of my tweets, you know? So yeah, they went and they scanned through all that. They told me to delete like 2 things and like to unlike a couple of videos. Like, one of them was me like,
after unliking, like even unliking
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, because they were like, if we can find it, then if you win, everyone else can find it, and anything that's even controversial at all, we don't want to have to be a part of that and litigating all that and stuff.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I'd delete like a video of me shotgunning a beer and like,
oh damn,
some guy was holding up a sign that said "Women are smelly."
I'm never getting on Netflix.
Oh,
Dang
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
bro. Shoot.
Fuck, dude. What can you do?
I know. I have this video of my friend Mark took on my birthday when I was like 19.
Yeah.
2 little Coronas, bro.
And a minor.
Is my favorite. Oh yeah. No, I was 21.
Yeah. 21.
31. Damn, bro.
Mountain Dew,
Freaking
baby.
dope. So just signing up on Snapchat, huh?
Yeah, no, literally, bro. It was nothing. But yeah, I was just, when I went there too, like, so like as we're loading up to go, it's like 4 a.m. there's like people networking and shit. And there's this guy who said that he was one of the front runners for another reality show for Netflix, and that he just has like applied to like a bunch of them, and like that's what he wants to do is be a reality TV star. And just a weirdo, bro. Like he kept coming up to me and like being like, we're gonna take this, right? We're gonna do this, right? And then like we're on the bus on the way there. It was like a double-decker bus, and he's just like sitting on the stairs waiting for like the bathroom. And I like look over and see that he's just like staring at me, and he's like, give me the nod, like we're in this together, right, bro? And I was just like, dude, like, what do you want from me? Like, I'm not trying to like,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to.
Sad if you won, bro.
Oh, dude, You'd be like, fuck. No way, dude. I bet you he's one of those backstabbing guys though, where there's like the big fucking peak of the season. He's one of those dudes for sure.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it was wild though. It was fun.
Do you know how it's gonna come out? Is it gonna be like they didn't tell you that?
No.
All one shot or?
No, it's Netflix, so they'll probably just release it all at once. Especially since it's a reality TV show. I feel like they'll probably just drop it all at once.
You didn't sign up for anything else after that?
No.
Are you going to?
I don't know. It was kind of fun, and like I feel like I really could like rip one, like give me like Real World or something like that. That'd be sick. Just like going out and just like being out there in the summer, just like Panama Beach, get a little job on the shore. Who knows?
Dude, those shits fucking crack me. But that's not what the real world is.
Yeah, it is, bro. Real World Las Vegas. It's like Jersey Shore. It's like the exact same thing.
Yeah, but I thought that's like, isn't it like a house full of people like just fucking around?
Yeah. It's like 8 people, whatever. They just chill. They just hang out.
Dude, I can see you on the real wood. You'd be the next Theo Von. You know that's where he came from?
Yeah, he's Road Warriors or whatever. Cool guy.
God, dude, Theo's freaking hilarious. That's freaking dope, bro. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
Was it worth it, you think?
Worth the experience for sure. I mean, London's sick. I've never seen cities like that before. And just like flying over like Ireland and stuff, like while we were going over, I think it was like Iceland or one of those like European countries, what like the flight attendant tapped me and said, look out the window, like Northern Lights are going. And then so that was sick. Saw a light show on the way out. Flying over, seeing all the like propellers, they have them just like all in the ocean because there's not like land for like Ireland and shit, so it's all out in the ocean. And like I don't know, different cultures are sick. People made fun of my accent, which is crazy. Like as we were, yeah, because we're Americans, we got different accents, and like I don't know, some people say I have like a northern accent, like Minnesota, like Midwestern. Yeah, and so like they were just like, you talk weird, like. What the fuck? Like one time, like, so when we were coming in, like there was these people who were working for it, and I was like, hello, just like naturally, you know, like I'm in their culture, you know, I just kind of slipped a little bit, and the dude got offended. He was like, bro, I was like, hello, how's it going? You know, and he's like, I'm from Minnesota. I was like, dude, not even close. At least mine was like, I tried to accommodate you, you know.
Yeah, I sounded like you, bro.
No, it's one of the boys, and like I don't know, seeing like different English accents, like so for the elevators they had like guards posted up, so if anyone left the room and tried to hit the elevators, someone was like sitting there.
At the hotel there was people freaking
so at the hotel, like the whole place is just like littered with staff for it, and like whenever we go to like get our uniforms and stuff, the entire lobby's full, and like people are checking in and like tapping us like, what is this? And we can't say anything.
Oh, so like did they record any of that?
Maybe they might have some like behind the scenes stuff, but like
so
who
you
knows?
think that was behind the scenes? It was.
Yeah, no, because that was straight up like rallying everyone, and like
did the guards have the masks?
No.
Oh, so they were
these are just like they were all just like wearing black like suits. They just like work. Yeah, they just like third parties hired by the company that's filming it for Netflix.
I feel it.
And like there's this one guy. He's from like northern England or something like that. And so his accent was like really like Jason Statham, like times 1,000, like and he was like talking to me and trying to like say shit to me, and I could not understand what he was saying. And I was telling like people on the bus on the way there, because we get loaded up in groups or whatever. And I was telling this kid that was from London, I was like, yeah, I could not understand the security guard. He's like, yeah, the Northerners like that, I can't even understand them. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, they speak English. He's like, they barely speak English. He's like, it's fucking tough. It's like some gypsy stuff, like just like broken English.
Right, it's like Mexicans with Dominicans.
Yeah.
You can't understand a word they're saying.
Like, kind of speaking my language.
No, they're speaking Spanish, and I can catch a word here and there, bro. But oh my gosh, those The Islanders, man.
Southerners even like fucking the real like rebels, dude. Like I lived in Alabama for a couple years, and like it's weird, man. They got different words for stuff, like like they call every pop a Coke and like stuff like that, and just like
Everything's a Coke.
yeah, everything's a Coke. Like what kind of Coke do you want? Or like
What kind of Coke do you want?
yeah, they asked me if I had any kin, and I was like, what's kin? Like what do you mean? What's a kin? No, kin, K-I-N.
Yeah, but that's kids, right?
No, that's siblings.
Yeah. Oh, kin is siblings?
Yeah, kin is siblings.
Oh, I thought kin was like I have
like children.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's siblings.
It's stuff like that. Yeah, so they got different words, and then like then we're real Southern and can't understand.
How long were you there?
Like 2 years. Yeah.
My grandpa told me not to go down to the south.
Nah, don't. All the like the courthouses had like rebel flags, and like I'm pretty sure like some places were still segregated, like barbershops and shit.
It's so freaking weird.
Yeah. So I went to one black school when I was there, and one like mostly white school, and like the black kids were super racist towards me, called me white boy, like all this stuff. And then when I went to the white school, like they were all just throwing hard R's.
They gave you a hood right there when you walked in.
I might as well have been like straight up, dude. They were trying to recruit me, dude. It was crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I would never live down there.
And my grandpa said that he'd go to restaurants, and because he'd go with construction groups, and they would feed everybody, and they wouldn't feed him. They literally would just not take his order. They'd be like, "No, we don't feed you guys. You guys should help." Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. Yeah, I didn't. The only thing that I've experienced in the South is Texas.
But that's like Mexico.
Yeah, kinda, bro. That's
There's whites, and then there's
no, that's the white Mexicans are in Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
Like Texan Mexicans are different, bro. Yeah. They put corn in their salsa, homie. Like that's. I didn't like it too much. I went to Dallas, and that shit was just too flat in general.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how the scenery is on the South. I mean, there's like the Ozark Mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
But in Dallas, bro, that thing was just everything was flat. Everywhere you had to go, it wasn't like you couldn't just walk somewhere. Nah, you're driving. They're mobbing to places, bro. South's not my favorite place.
So I'm from Minnesota, North Dakota border, and it's like you can go 4 hours without seeing any sort of hill, any sort of like anything. So when me and my girlfriend drove down here, we went and we like drove past the first batch of mountains with like a little lake underneath it. She started crying. She was just like, "It's just so beautiful. This is awesome." And even like going to like Western North Dakota, it was kind of like, I don't even know, like rolling hills, and we were just like, "Oh, this is crazy. Like this is so sick." But nah, I just it was too flat, man. It's like 3-4 hours to go camping anywhere. No hikes. Like you can go to like, there's a place called Turtle River. It's like a state park kinda, and there's like a little tiny waterfall and like some trails. But even then, like you're not getting a lot of elevation gain, really, you know.
What's the agriculture? They're just corn,
sugar beets
and corn.
Sugar beets and not really corn, wheat, sugar and wheat. Mostly just beets though. We got Crystal Sugar right in town, and that's like one of the #1 suppliers for sugar in the country.
Yeah, I recently learned that sugar beets are like our main produce for sugar.
Yeah, Minnesota State Fair, you can like straight up take a scoop out of a sugar beet and just eat it. It's fucking gross, but
I was gonna say, is it gross?
It's like a potato that's like a little sweet, but just a little sweet. But we have like beet off season every year. It's like everyone just gets hired, and you don't have to have a CDL or anything. You just like go and you drive trucks for Crystal Sugar. They hire everyone, and then you make like $2,000, $3,000 a weekend, just like driving at night, going on and off. And then the entire town for like 2 months is just like there's beets all over the road, and like you're just like swerving to kind of hit them a little bit and crush them. But yeah, like you could straight up just like take a 20-minute walk around town and pick up every beet and then just go home with like a 5 pounds.
Damn, so it's straight up just beets around there,
Oh yeah,
bro.
it's beets, dude.
Dang, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That reminds me of The Office.
Oh, fucking Bears, beets, and Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
So did you did that growing up then, working in the beach fields? No?
Never. I babysat. I like nannied all through high school. That was like my summer job, and then I worked at Domino's. But like I don't know. I never really went hunting or like fishing or anything crazy like that. Like my dad and brother did, but I don't know. I've had a couple of buddies like ask me like, "Do you want to do beats this year?" Blah blah blah. Like they literally just like hit up anyone. So like I could have done it, and they're just like, yeah, just work for 4 or 5 days, get $4,000 or $5,000, and just like call it, just for a weekend or something. But I always had another job, so I didn't really. I mean, I could have done it, but it's like, do I want to stay up from like 8 to like 5 a.m. driving beats around? Like, because it's not really.
It's all it's all tractors.
Yeah.
Right? There's no really any sorting or anything.
I don't even know what that means.
Or just when they would take all the product and be like, oh, this is bad. Throw that shit.
Yeah, well, there's just like they just stack all the beats. Like, I know there's just big piles of beats and they just throw a tarp over the top of it. So I'm sure, I don't know, there's some process probably for like filtering them out. They put them on a conveyor belt, I'm sure. Maybe they have like little kids working, pulling them off. Who knows?
That's wild. You didn't get into it too much, huh?
Nah, not really. I'm not a farmer, dude. Not for me.
How'd you get to Central then from there?
Googled school. Well, I just needed to get out of there, kinda, and I like wanted to move somewhere that was like sick. I guess I don't know. I just
what the? You ended up here, bro?
Everyone says that, dude. Everyone says that. You've never been to Grand Forks, dude. Like it's just like a lot of binge drinking, a lot of hanging out with the boys. That's pretty much it.
Oh my gosh, and eating sugar beets.
Yeah, eating beets, dude, by the spoonful.
Eating
the beat off. But no, I just like Googled. I Googled schools with the physical education program. Had a list of like 10 schools, Googled all the cities, looked at the locations, and we were like, oh, it's right in the middle of Washington. Like, we can go 2 hours any direction, do whatever. And then, yeah, I just hoofed it, dude. Highly recommend. Like, I wish I would have done it first year out of high school. Like, because I didn't.
How long were you there before you came over here? Because I know you're like 26, right?
Yeah.
25, 26.
Yeah, so I mean, I moved there in 7th grade and then moved when I was 24.
Oh, so you graduated and chilled there for a while.
Yeah. I took like 3 years off of school. I had like academic probation my first year because I kind of didn't take it seriously.
Like everybody.
Yeah. And then I couldn't go to any school in the country for a year. So I did that. And then I was just like kind of lost, running around, just like, I don't know what to do with my life, blah, blah, blah. Got kicked out of school. So I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to go to school. Can't do that. And then I was just like really depressed. And I was like, dude, I got to do something with my life. And then, yeah, just like started going back to school there, finished my generals, decided what I wanted to do.
You were at Domino's when you did that?
Nah.
I'm ready to get the full code.
No, I was doing construction.
Yeah,
just mechanical insulation.
Yeah, that'll do it too, bro.
But
that labor shit, you're just like, I could go to school and learn a little bit and then make way better money, actually feeling like I'm doing something for the community or stuff,
I definitely, though, like if I would have just taken a year off, like say I came out here with like 2 friends right away, just like fucking hung out, learned the area, blah, 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 instead of just like rushing through it, forcing myself to do it, then I'd probably be done with school right now. I'd be a teacher somewhere, If you get rushed into it, like you're getting told you have to do it, you don't want to, it's just like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's life, man. It's all experience, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not mad about it at all either. Like, I lived a lot in those, like, 3 years, so.
Plus, you probably wouldn't have met me, Dom, and all the wrestling team. Yeah, it would have been a whole different wrestling team.
Straight up.
How much longer you got in school?
1 year after this.
1 year?
So it's my junior year. And then, yeah, 1 more year of the program, and then looking for a job.
Just straight up looking for a job? Or
teaching.
You trying to go somewhere?
I don't know. Anywhere, dude. Oregon, California, Montana. Don't really want to go back to North Dakota. It's too flat. Like, there's not anything to do. I don't know, dude. I like the Pacific Northwest for sure. But I don't know. Wherever pays, I guess.
How about your girlfriend? When she?
So she just got a job at the hospital here, actually. She's a dietitian. So anywhere with a hospital is pretty flexible. So like,
she got her degree already?
Yeah, so she just needs to pass her boards. She's failed that like once, but I mean she got like 1 point off basically, so she was like right there. But yeah, she's just been studying for that for like the last like month or so, just ripping that. So but yeah, anywhere in the hospital, we're mobile,
Yeah, shit. No, but you don't have any plans. You're just like
nothing, winging it. Yeah. See where it takes me, I guess.
I've been thinking a lot about Minnesota area, bro. Yeah, just because of the lakes, bro.
Duluth area, the Boundary Waters, beautiful. It's literally just like you can go into the woods and it's just complete, total silence. Mosquitoes are kind of bad, but like, just like put something over your face, wear a hat, you're good.
Was there lakes like a motherfucker where you were at too?
Yeah, we had like, so it was kind of everything was scattered, like 30 minutes. You could go to like a pretty decent sized lake. We were like 25 minutes from Maple Lake. So that was like a really, I mean, it's a hot spot, kind of dirty water, but you go like hour and a half, Cass Lake, beautiful crystal water. They have like a little island on it with a sandbar. Went there for the 4th of July. That was awesome.
What river is right there?
Red River. Yeah.
Well, we were talking off camera. How big is Grand Forks?
Like 70,000, and then East Grand Forks, where I'm from, it's just like separated by just a river. So like that's like 10,000, I want to say 12,000, maybe 19,000.
City, then It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So we got like Target, we got like the basics, We just got a Chick-fil-A a couple years ago. That's tight. Big Chick-fil-A guy. But yeah, it's literally like if I wanted to though, I could bike from my house in East Grand Forks, to the other side of Grand Forks in like 20 minutes, but it's all like, it's pretty compressed.
And you were there, you got there 7th grade then, huh?
Yep.
And so you got option, you could have freaking been on, they worked in a theater.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to get to, because over here it's just freaking agriculture.
Yeah.
We started working like 13 years old, bro, just hauling buckets of cherries or apples and stuff, bro.
Yeah, pretty much like all of my friends worked in the movie theater, so I didn't have to pay for a movie till I was like 21. Like big high school job there. We got River Cinema, 15 cinemas, like big luxury seating, all that. And then they'd get their paycheck, and then they get 2 movie passes, which is like they're supposed to use to get into movies, but they just get in for free. So my buddy had a big stack, like 20, and we would like trade like 30 rack of Busch Light, here's 5 movie tickets. And like, so we were just balling for a little bit with that.
So you guys had almost like a city life experience, but a pretty rural one, because there's
for sure. You could drive 10 it's Scooby-Doo ass. But no, you drive 15 minutes out, you go shoot guns and stuff, like go kill some rabbits, do whatever. Because yeah, it's literally like there's a city, and I think Grand Forks is like the 3rd biggest city. There's like, it's like Bismarck, Fargo, Grand Forks. And I mean, it's 70,000 people, 3rd biggest city. So it's city, bunch of small towns, and then another city and bunch of small towns. And like everyone goes to Grand Forks from like 45 minutes away to go shopping. Or like we get a bunch of Canadians that come in, get their shopping in Grand Forks, and then dip back up. Dude, you can just see them from a mile away. They just dress weird, and they walk weird. Like we sit at the mall and we'd like, I swear to God, bro, like we'd people watch at the mall and we'd sit and we'd get our pretzel and we'd be like, that guy's a Canadian, or like sit in the parking lot before. Like we'd be like, that guy's a Canadian. Watch him go to a Canadian like Winnipeg like fucking license plate. Like spot him, dude.
Oh, dude, freaking.
Just Americans, just like a different font,
No, white people always need to find somebody to be racist towards.
I know. It's the worst. It's the worst, dude.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Man. I'm like, kind of white.
You're not from our country, dude. Get out of here.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Was there like a lot of Canadians there?
Yeah, for sure. Like every weekend, all the stores would be packed, and they'd just be, because everything's like $4 cheaper, like a gallon of milk, like whatever.
So did you go to Canada a lot?
We went there one time. We went to Winnipeg when we were like 19 because you could drink there. And it was my buddy's girlfriend's birthday, and we went up there, and just so many homeless people, and like it's just a dirty city.
Really?
Yeah, we went out, and I got sick from the night before. I like couldn't even hold a beer down. So like I was telling everyone, I was like, I gotta go back to the hotel, like I can't do this. My buddy's like, if you can get like some weed from a homeless guy, just like try that. And so I was like, all right, like it's easy. He's like, yeah, I did it in Las Vegas.
He's
I was like,
all right. $1. You're like, no, bro, I got $1, but you got any weed?
Yeah, no, straight up, bro. And like I was like, maybe, they're criminals, so like possibly.
They're criminals? What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean, bro. You know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I mean.
Okay.
You've been to Seattle. You know what it's like.
Okay.
But no, and so like this guy comes up and he's like, "What's up, man? You got $1 for me?" I was like, yeah. I was like, I can give you like $10. I was like, you got any weed? And he's like, yeah, follow me. And so like the whole time he's trying to like barter with me. He's like, you give me $40, I'll give you like whatever,
Got weed from a homeless.
So I give the guy $40 and he's like, all right, like stay here. I'm gonna run inside. I'll be right back. I gotta go get it. And so like I just like I'm standing there And in the entryway, there's like a marijuana sign. It says like legalize and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, like this is just where he picks his weed up at. So I'm waiting out there for like 20 minutes and nothing. And so I go inside and I'm like, hey, did you guys see like a little Mexican guy come in here like 20 minutes ago? Like at all, like, you know where I could find him at all? And they're like, yeah, he ran out of the back door like 20 minutes ago. And so he literally took me to this spot, like had me wait there. And then I'm just sad. And so I'm like sitting downtown Winnipeg on like this bench, just like, fuck, like,
Down
$60, dude, just like down the
dude.
drain. And this like homeless guy comes up to me and he's like trying to do like words of wisdom. You know, he's like, yeah, it's from a small town. It's not your fault. And he's like, I think I know that guy. Like, he's a bad seed. He's a bad apple. And like, just like getting all inspirational. I was like, all right, dude, I got to get out of here. Like,
I don't want to tense down.
Yeah,
He's
like
not
I
a
already
good
have
guy.
a bad taste in my mouth from like the last homeless guy I talked to. And so like this guy is just like grinding my gears, bro. Cause like I was already so mad and I was like, I'm going to find this guy and beat the shit out of him.
Beat the fuck out
Dude,
of him.
I was like walking trying to find, he probably would have stabbed me. Like, it's good that I didn't. But yeah, as I'm getting up to go to the hotel, the guy's like, oh, do you have any money for me, by the way? And I just told him that I got jacked by this homeless dude. No, dude, I don't have any money for you. Like, no, I don't. Just the nerve.
He's like, well, fuck you. I wish I could have robbed you too then.
Now I don't give any money to homeless people. Like, I'll like,
oh, great.
no, straight up, you ruined it for everyone. It's on you, bro. But no, if I see him outside of a grocery store, though, I'll get him a thing of goober, peanut butter and jelly, and then a loaf of bread, and I'll just give that to him instead.
Yeah,
Because it's like, dude, you can eat off of me, but like, I'm not gonna give you money. Like,
that's messed up though, bro. Cause like, so that was in Winnipeg.
yeah,
I have like a similar story down in LA. I was walking around middle of the night at Long Beach,
yep.
and yeah, all of a sudden a car pulls up right next to me and rolls down the window, and I'm like, oh, you know, and they're like, hey, where are you from? And I just like, Washington.
Yeah.
And they're,
Was it your first time there? Like,
yeah,
did you
my
know
first
people
time.
there?
No. I was doing the same thing, looking for weed from not a homeless guy in particular, but so yeah. I'd be like, that guy probably has weed. But they literally were like, hey, you can't be walking around here, you know, like you're gonna get freaking jumped or shot or what.
You're wearing like a red bandana and stuff. Like, they're like, you look like you're.
Well, I wasn't. I might have been wearing some kind of bandanas. I never wear red and stuff like that, but
Right.
I mean, they approached me. They said, you shouldn't be doing that, whatever. And I was like, all right, well, do you know where I can get some weed? And they're like, go down there to the car wash. And they hooked me up with this guy named Roz. He was a homeless guy, but he sold flutes that he made out of bamboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, you know, I could hook you
Pied
up. We
Piper.
walked to a little pot shop that it looked like with the weed leaf too. And I'm too young, obviously, to go in there. So
How
I
old
give
were you?
him-
Like,
Probably
19?
19, yeah, probably the same age. And I give him my $40. He goes in there and he took like 30, 40 minutes. And I thought straight up, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I got fucking robbed, bro. Like, no way. Then he comes out, jumps in the car, because I was with my father-in-law at the time, hands us the weed that he got us and a flute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got the fucking flute, bro.
Nice,
like,
let's
it
go.
all turned out well, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like if I was homeless, like I would just, I'd hang outside of liquor stores and stuff for minors. And then I would take their money and I would just like buy a 6-pack and be like, I'm not going to give you this. Like, you're not 21. Like, what are you going to do? Call the cops on me? Like, it's not your money, bro.
but then you'd have to do that to like a different corner store every year, every day.
If you're in a city where it's tourists, you know, go in Winnipeg, you know, get the 19-year-old American who's looking for weed. Just be like, yeah, I'll go into the dispensary. Walk out with a bag and be like, what are you going to do about it, bro? Like, come at me.
You'd be at the 7-Eleven just like looking at kids. Hey, want a beer?
Yeah, right?
Hey, I'm gonna buy you a beer.
Yeah, I'll buy you a 40. I'll buy you a 40. Give me $5.
How much you got, dude? We could get a whole 24-pack.
Yeah.
What you want?
Just be like, give me $6 for the $5 one. I'll just take the $1 and then you get $1 and a 40 out of it.
Dude, I always
It's
thought,
like way better than begging. Like, at least
Yeah.
hustle someone.
well, bro, actually, when I was like 18, I went to Seattle one night with Raph and Gina, one of my homies, Luis.
Yeah.
And we were just running around that town, and we had found a homeless lady, and we made a deal, and she bought us beer, bro. She bought us beer too. Yep. She has
She has to hang out after too.
No,
So
it
you guys
was
want to be my friend?
it was 4 Locos, bro.
Yeah.
She just asked if she could have one, and We were like, fuck yeah, bro. And then we went walking around, came back to that station. Yep. That was her setup. She was homeless, so she had her little tent right there. Yep. She could have been making money, bro, if we would have lived there. Turning beers into...
Have you ever, like hung out with a homeless dude, like, for a second? Just, like, had a couple drinks with him or anything while he was just on the corner? Because we went to Vegas, me and a friend of mine, and we were just, like, walking out of the dispensary, and this homeless dude was just like, we were literally sitting there. He's, like, next to a bush, like, sitting on his blanket, and as we're walking by, he's like, you want to hit this? And I, like, grabbed it, and it was wet as hell. And I just, like, hit it one time, and I was like...
Nah, you still smoke that? Oh, my man.
Dude, I was like, thanks, bro. I was like, thanks. And then he, like, he caught us, dude, for, like, a 5-minute conversation. I was like, all right, well, we need to go. Like, was just, you know, like, he's a nice... Like, I'm a nice guy. If you want to stop and talk for a second, like, I'll talk to you, you know? I'm not going to discount you.
Freaking HPV, bro.
No, straight up, dude. Like, I just, like, as soon as I walked away, I, like, spit it out real quick.
No, that'll work.
Yeah, for sure. 5-second rule, you know? The germs are waiting for it. Like, they're like, we got to be in here for a certain amount of time before we can contaminate.
Oh, my man.
It's good for the immune system, bro. It's good.
Do you really think if you were homeless, though, you would hang out in town?
No, I wouldn't, but they do.
See, I always thought if I was homeless, I'd be out in the woods, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
I'd just be camping. I'd be in Northern California, probably, bro, where it's just always warm.
Yeah.
Up in the woods. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know how homeless people will survive in North Dakota. Like, Fargo's getting pretty bad with homeless people. Like, I noticed in, like, the last 2-3 years, a lot more people out on the street. I've seen a couple homeless fights, actually. It was pretty sick. One dude, like, took his backpack off and was swinging around like this.
Yeah, I've seen some of those, but they're always just one person.
Yeah, just fight themselves. Oh yeah, just arguing with himself.
Yeah, I see the.
You can do it. No, you can't. No, but it's getting like even when I was back home, like we didn't have any homeless people downtown Grand Forks, and there was like 3 or 4 of them like wheeling around carts, and it was just like, I don't know, dude.
It's a sad situation, man.
Yeah, it's tough, but. Go anywhere else, dude. Like, you were not gonna have fun in North Dakota winter. It's like -40.
Oh, any winter up here, bro. When I see like in Spokane, I'd see the homeless there in the middle of winter, and it's just like, oh, how could you do it, man? Like, why wouldn't you just? I just keep walking until I got somewhere warm. Like, I don't know how.
I mean, I wonder if you could just go on like government-owned land and just like have a little facility.
Here's the thing, too. Though. Most of those people, it's a mental disability.
Sure.
Like, so we're here being like, why don't they think like a normal person? Well, obviously they have a handicap.
Society people too, though. Like, there are people who just don't want to conform. They don't want a job. They don't want to be a part of the system. They're just like, fuck this. Like, I only have a job because I need money. If I can just live in my car or do something else, or just like if I could go out and live in the woods, they would rather do that. Which is like not a bad thing. Like, there's not like an alternative to do that though. Like, you can go and join like an off-grid community, but you're probably going to be in a cult.
Well, kind of. Well, actually, there's BLM land that, like, you can go legally. You can hang out at a BLM spot for 2 weeks. You know,
BLM spot.
It's Bureau of Land Management.
Okay.
So it's public land.
So
it's
you just squat on it.
It's not even squatting. It's you can camp there. You can hang out there, as long as you don't disrupt the area. So you can't start making landscapes or stuff. Yeah, just leave no trace. You're there for 2 weeks. You can go to another BLM spot for 2 weeks. You can literally just
be a nomad.
Yeah, be a nomad.
Just live off the land.
Driving your RV or your car back to back, you know. But that's literally, like I said, it's us expecting a legitimate plan from these homeless people. And it's like, well, they're probably there because not even an alternative, man. They probably have a mental disability in some sort of way, some capacity. And then that's where it gets so difficult.
Yeah, you can't just rally them up off the streets like they used to do back in the day. Just put them in an insane asylum.
Well, that's just it. Insane asylums aren't really a thing anymore. Yeah. And I think they shouldn't be called an insane asylum, but
like psychiatric units in hospitals.
Yeah.
Where like an entire floor is dedicated to it. I mean, I'm sure there are like, I mean, for like crimes and stuff, like there's like clinically insane prisons, but that's like an insane asylum.
And I think that we should just have those kind of facilities that could house individuals like that. That's where I would personally. And then, yeah, there's individuals that would just be lazy and like want to be homeless, I guess, and be living there. But I think that's almost a little bit of a handicap in itself, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's kind of what like a group home is.
Yeah,
like
well, if
they
you
have
never
those
want to like
halfway house.
get better, you know, if you never want to better yourself, I think that might be kind of a handicap. You know?
I think there needs to be like a test. So it's like, do you think that you would rather live on the street than have a job where you work this many hours and stuff?
Yeah, but then what do? Then we're still gonna have people on the street.
Then you give them the option too, and then people might not even try to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
But
feel.
I don't know, dude. There's got to be like, I don't know what it is. There's a solution somewhere.
Well,
I'll let the smart people do that.
And I think that's some bullshit too, because there is people on homeless boards for giant cities that get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be on this board, and homeless issues are the same, if not worse.
Yeah.
And
Well, if they fix
getting
it,
worse.
they don't get to keep their job.
Exactly. So how are we gonna? What do you mean leave it to the professional? If we leave it to somebody that we say is a professional, if they fix the issue, then
Yeah, they got to get a new job.
that's a whole whole bucket of fucking
Worms.
bullshit.
Bucket of bullshit.
Yeah, I can't. That pisses me off quite a bit because I was a youth drug and alcohol counselor when I was in Spokane. Daybreak. Me, drug and alcohol counselor.
Who else?
Yeah, I don't even know how I got hired, bro. Like I knew I was gonna fail the piss test, you know, because I smoke weed. I don't do other stuff, but like I have, no judgment and stuff. But at that time, I knew I was gonna fail, so I took a fat dab, went and took the freaking piss test, passed it.
Yeah, they probably saw your levels there. Like, it's impressive. Like, we could let him do it. Yeah, he'll be all right.
But yeah, dude, I remember seeing just the homeless situation with those, because it was a youth female facility in Daybreak, but there was a lot of just bullshit going on that could be fixed, but there's somebody that's getting paid a lot of money to solve that problem, and if it never gets solved, they're gonna keep getting that money to solve that issue. Yeah, I couldn't be there long. I was there for like 2 months.
Yeah, what a weird job. I would never want to be like a corrections officer. I mean, like, you can make a difference in the kids' lives, but it's like tough. Like, you're not really gonna leave a lasting, like.
Yeah, and this kind of was like a halfway where they had the choice. The court told them, you're either gonna go to juvie or you go to Daybreak to the facility. And they were basically locked in. It was kind of like a jail, but there's some
Bars on the
wild
windows.
things. No, locked doors.
They have them knitting sweaters in the back or anything.
Yeah, there was all kinds of
License
activities
plates?
and stuff, bro. There was like, no. The shadiest thing to me was the medication system.
Yeah.
Just like, they just drug the girls up so that they could hand her, because they're wild kids, There's.
Yeah, I mean, that's expected. They push that shit. They're like, oh, we got to make them manageable.
Yeah.
Instead of like talking to them and figuring it out, they're just like, we'll just like neutralize you real quick.
They tried. I mean, it was a good facility. They ended up getting in trouble a couple years back because somebody got caught disciplining the girls.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Paddle.
Yeah, fucking
Ruler?
spanking them. I don't know how they were doing it, but yeah, physically.
It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can still do that in some schools. Paddle kids. Like in Alabama, I got paddled for getting into a fight in gym class.
You did?
Yeah, bro. It was go to an alternative school for a week where my parents had to drive me to a different town, no bus. Or I could not tell my parents and get paddled 10 times. I was like, just paddle me, bro. Like, that's fine.
It sounds like the principal was wanting to paddle, bro.
He was like, oh,
I won't tell anybody if you let me. Pull down those pants.
Yeah. No, he literally so he pulled it out and I was like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. Like, he's not going to swing on me. And he was winding up and drilling me, dude. Like, he was like, I felt like he was getting a rush. Like, he was like, this is awesome. Like, I don't get to do this very often.
Pants
like,
down or pants
No,
up?
pants up. But yeah, he's like, lift your shirt up. Like, because you have to tuck your shirt in for dress code. They're like, untuck your shirt so there's not as much padding. Hold it up and just
10?
10 in a row.
For what?
Get into a fight.
Oh, shit, I think you should be tardy.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would have been crazy. You late for class?
you late for class? 10 slashes.
Oh, yeah. No, they were hardos, though, dude. They were crazy.
That sounds weird, though, that they wouldn't even... Would they tell your parents that they were hitting you?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I never
When you
got
got home,
I never got in trouble for it. They didn't call them. They must not have gotten a letter. So, like, I don't know. They probably were just doing it under the table, but I think it's legal. It was legal in Alabama. I think there's like 4 or 5 states where it was legal.
Dude,
but they might have it like redacted now. Like, I don't know how, like.
Well, I can only imagine, like, right now, if you were to tell me that somebody told my kid, I'm not going to tell your parents if you let me smack you 10 times, I would tear his head off, bro. Like, what are you, you're going to hit my kid and you're not going to tell me you did it? Like,
but I don't know if they have it, because, like, so, like, we're learning about, like, all the federal curriculum and stuff, and, like, it's very pro, like, how do the kids feel, like, very much, like, emotion-based, like, making sure everyone's okay and everyone's good. And so I couldn't see them being like, oh, and also you can hit kids.
Oh,
like, it's
no,
like,
I
it's
don't
like
think
completely
it's
like,
a thing anymore.
Certain school districts, deep south, dude, like,
well, that's what I'm saying. But you saying you got that, like, I couldn't imagine that, bro. Like,
yeah, and he was a nice guy too. Like, he just like seemed like a cool dude. He's just like, this is my job. I'm just gonna beat this kid.
Like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. You get like paddlings from your parents sometimes, you know, growing up.
I got
some parents do. Yeah, belt, go get a stick. Okay. Adrian Peterson did that shit. Got in trouble. He's too strong, dude. He was like disciplining his kids with a stick, and he's an NFL like running back. It's like you hit him softly, and it's gonna leave a bruise still.
Alrighty, Zach, we'll cut it off right there.
Good question. Did you at least win the fight?
Yeah, dude, that kid was a chump. So I think what it was is so he was like this smelly, stinky, like weird kid. People kept telling me that I look like him. And so
that kid, I'm gonna fuck him up.
And so we were just like running, and he was like running too close behind me, and so I slowed down a little bit, and he stepped on my foot. I slowed down on purpose so he would step on my foot. And then that was like, I was like trying to pick a fight with him, you know? I proved that I was the superior version of the guy who looks like me, you know? But
did you get his 10 beating?
No, because I think I started it.
You think you started it?
It was self-defense. I lied to the principal. I lied to the principal and said that he called my mom ugly. I couldn't say like, oh, everyone's saying I look like him and he's ugly.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I cried after the paddling, but not from pain. It was just like I shook up. It was like someone rattled my cage, you know?
How old are you?
5th grade. We used to have this thing called a Manchester bet in like high school, where if someone said they were going to do something, just like, oh, dude, I'm going to grab this ball and throw it at their head, just like jokingly, and you said Manchester, they had to do it or they got slapped. Yeah, so if they're like, oh, I just want to go and grab her ass, like they'd be like, oh, Manchester. And if you didn't, you got to slap them. And so one time my buddy lost a Manchester bet, and I was like, I can actually slap you. And he's like, as hard as you want, dude, as hard as you want. And we were like in the lunch line, and so like I wind up and I slap him on the face as hard as I could. He had like a red mark from like the gap of my fingers, and it was like bleeding a little bit. In the lunch, it was so loud, it was like, and the lunch ladies are like looking at me like this, and I was just like, I'm sorry, and I was just shaking like this, bro. Like I was like wanting to cry so bad, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like they told me I could do it. He said he was chill, but just the adrenaline from just getting to slap someone in the face, like it was just crazy. So it was like that, like the adrenaline from the paddle. I was just like, gotta rush. I was just like,
Bro, where the fuck did that come from though? The Manchester.
I don't know, dude. I really don't. Like we just started saying it and doing it. Like we would just like, I don't know. It's like a lot of hockey culture, so like a lot of fucking slang words are just used all the time, and then just like random shit like a Manchester or like
after the city, or is this completely has nothing to do with Manchester?
Couldn't tell you, bro. Couldn't tell you.
Alrighty, Zachariah. Thanks for being on the pod, man.
No problem.
Chip.